Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku. Deku, he has been through quite a bit of things. After the death of his girlfriend Toga, he felt angry. He went to go try and get advice. It was a month without Spider-Man, and that meant quite a bit. And then Deku, he talked to Reed Richards and Tony Stark, and he got a few bits of information from both of them. Deku, he learned the lesson that made him a hero, but now he's also learning another lesson. He hasn't figured it out yet. And right now, a few things are happening. Deku nearly murdered the lizard in their last encounter, and that was a week after he talked to those heroes. Now, Deku, in that amount of time, he's done quite a bit. However, he's also testing out the new suit Tony Stark left him. And that suit's very amazing. Let's just put it that way. Now, while that was happening, there was also a situation with Reed Richards. The object that was destroyed thanks to Deku being slammed into it is hollow. He had life signs inside of it. He knew there was an energy within it. But now it's gone. Whatever it was must have dispersed whenever the rock was destroyed. And that does mean quite a bit. And Deku? Deku, he's swinging around the city. He has been trying to find any sign of the lizard. And so far, there's been nothing. He has not found anything. So far, it's just been nothing, and the night has been quiet. So far, things have not gone his way. His new suit is amazing. He loves it. And he's actually been getting back to work. There's something about it, though. He doesn't want to take it off. I mean, the feeling goes away whenever he isn't wearing it. And it's just... it's almost intoxicating, kinda. Who knew being Spider-Man could be this fun again? I mean, the criminals, they're being taken down, and he's doing better. He's getting better. He hasn't been having those strange dreams. And he just needs to keep his mind busy. He just needs to keep swinging and keep getting busier. Now, that right now is on Deku's mind. And right now, Deku, he actually does want to land on top of a warehouse. Him going to crawl down the side of the building and go to look at the window. Him going to look inside. Before he actually going to bring his hand out and grab onto the window. Him going to pull it up with a lot of force. Going to break the lock that stopped it from being locked. Now, Deku, he forced it open, and right now, he climbed inside to see what was going on. Him being the fly on the wall. And with that, we do currently have the men down below. They are trying to get ready for their arms deal. They have a lot they want to do. And really, it's definitely going to be an interesting day. There is a lot of tech they can use, a lot of things they have access to. And so far, they got some pretty good shit tonight. Now, Deku, he does get ready. He's blending into the shadows, and they wouldn't even know he's here. You know, he has been experimenting a bit more. He does wonder how this will work. Him holding out his hand, and going to get ready, as he does send out a powerful blast. Now, Deku sends out a web grenade. And the moment it's going to fly down and smash down, it does this one explode, creating a giant net that covers the area. And Deku, he does want to jump down. Him going to walk over. As one of the guys, they're going to turn their head and see Spider-Man. The black and white suit. And he's actually kind of intimidating. Him walking up without saying a word. Jesus Christ. Where is your boss? Shit, man. I'm not gonna say nothing to you. You really want to play that game? Now, the man is going to try to give Deku a glare. He thinks he can probably intimidate this guy. I mean, the kid, last time he heard, he's not that bad of a person, so he's not gonna kill him. He's not the lizard. That being on the person's mind. And Deku just stares at the person. Before he does a turn, walking over and grabbing the car. Him going to throw it directly across the entire building. But we're going to turn back. And someone, they heard the commotion. and whenever they went to go flying down, they saw what was happening. As currently, they go to walk inside the building. Now, Deku, he does currently go to grab onto the man, him ripping him out of the webs, and then going to pull him up into the air. As he does try to tell him where his boss is. Okay. Just put me down. You see, Deku going to let go. The man falling to the ground and trying to catch his breath. He knew that the kid was powerful, but the fact that he just chucked a fucking car? No. He is not dealing with this shit. Let him go. Deku turning his head and seeing a guy in a suit. You know, I thought red was my color. Turns out I was wrong. Huh. Funny. So, what'd they tell you? Nothing yet. Deku turning back, staring down at the man, talking about it. He was just about to start talking, wasn't he? Okay, man. Listen, I work for Kingpin. Kingpin? Yeah, listen, just don't hurt me. Is that all? Where is your supplier? I can give you what you want. Just my phone. Can I grab my phone without you snapping my neck? You can. I'll know if you reach for a gun. Deku's Bryson's gonna go off. I'm gonna turn his head and I'm gonna grab at the pole. Daredevil just toss at him. As Deku's gonna turn back, talking about it. What did he just say? Before he was gonna actually pull on the line. And Daredevil, he actually is gonna try and grapple onto it. As he does, encounters Spider-Man. Now, Daredevil was not prepared. Let's put it that way. As whenever Deku went to go yank on the line, there was where Daredevil, he actually got pulled forward. Him surprised as he went flying into the air. And Deku, he brought his hand up, going to shoot a web, as Daredevil, he tries to actually dodge out of the way of it. And Deku is surprised, as there actually was where Daredevil was going to land, and actually going to grab onto the line again. I'm going to rush forwards in an attempt to try and attack Deku. And Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up. I'm going to shoot out a bomb at Daredevil. Now, Daredevil, he actually is going to try and move out of the way. As Deku, there actually is where he does going to bring his hand out. Him blasting it up, as Daredevil, he tried to smack it away before it got stuck to his own, weapon. And then it went off. Now, Daredevil was stuck there. And Deku, he walked directly up to him, telling him, don't get in his way. He's trying to be a hero. He's not after them. Come on, kid. You're making the wrong choice here. Kingpin's on my territory. Really. He's working in my city, which means he's my problem. Kid, don't go biting off more than you can chew. You're not ready to get involved in that. Really? I feel like I'm plenty involved already. So if you try to stop me, things might not be good. Now, Deku bring his hand down and tearing off half the webs, expressing, those will melt in probably 2 hours. Right now, those guys, they got about 5 minutes on him. However, what he did should at least give him a chance. So hey, get out of here before they get the guns, and more people die. That being where Deku does a turn. Him going to leap into the air, as right now he does at least fly directly towards the wall. Him going to crawl out of the window. And Matt, yeah, wherever the fuck he just heard, it didn't sound good. It sounded like he was in the air. He can fly? Since when the fucking spiders fly? Now, Matthew is a bit surprised. And currently Deku, he went to go head back out. Now, Deku, we actually do have where he went back home. And whenever he did go to sleep, he went out to the lab. And people, they actually were a bit more worried about him. He came back one day and he started acting a bit strange. They knew that he was put through a lot of stuff, but saying that he's acting better, it's kind of wrong. I mean, the guy's still all caught up about it, but he's just trying, I guess. Now, Deku, he currently was in the lab, and he was working on a few things. And a few people did get to notice his attitude. They noticed that he was okay. He's working away as if he doesn't have a care in the world. And whatever he's trying to design, whatever he's trying to do, it's certainly interesting. They know that he's not a weapons manufacturer or someone who's intrigued by weapons, but he's trying to make something that's a launcher of some sort. Okay, so what can it do then? Deku going to bring his hand up. Him going to tamper with the glove. And he's actually going to get it to work. He's intrigued. He wants to see if he can make this similar to Iron Man. Similar enough to actually be functional. He's already gone through the ideas for suit upgrades, and even something in case this suit does get damaged. But I mean, how can it get damaged? It's almost like two separate costumes. One that's more like nanotech and the other is actual fabric? No, that must be a safety measure. Something in case the nanotech ever got damaged. And it's just so awesome. That on Deku's mind. Deku's riding a high, but he doesn't understand why he feels this good. He doesn't understand why he doesn't want to take that costume off. He's just surprising people. And currently Deku, there actually is where he doesn't hold out his hand. And he doesn't make another adjustment. As someone, they do go to walk into the lab. Them seeing Deku sitting there. And currently, he actually just holds his hand out and he's adjusting another thing. Before Norman, he does just stare on. That might be another weapon. Something that he can actually use. But what does it do? Come on, Norman. Shut up. You know you want to take it. Give it to me and I'll be quiet. I want more toys. Come on. Be a good papa. Now, Norman does get his own turn. And for a second, he does say it. Somewhat letting it out. Shut up. Now, Norman, he does need to somewhat take a breath. And whenever someone does come walking up to him, he has to turn back, expressing he's very sorry. He believes that the coffee this morning may have given him heartburn. Mr. Osborn, I can go get you something for that. If you would, please. Now, the person is going to walk away. And Deku, he does continue his work. He does allow this thing to make a small pulse of electricity. At least allow it to emit one. It may not be Tony Stark's reactor, but he has a Science Lab's power outlet. So, you tell me. With a better power source, it could be better. But it's not very dangerous. And the only problem is the energy requirement. Now, Deku, he left the lab later that day, and he seemed to be somewhat in a good mood. And Deku, he just did one thing. He had the thought to suit up, and then the suit, it formed around him. Deku felt amazing. He just hides it under his clothes. A nanotech is so cool, and he loved it. Now, Deku, he went to go flinging himself up into the air. Him going to attach himself to the wall as he went to go wait. He just has to stay still and blend in inside the dark. He'll wait for Norman Osborn or the Green Goblin to come in. Then he'll attack. And right now, Deku, or Spider Cop, does go for his stakeout. Only thing he's missing is his donuts and coffee. I actually really want a donut right now. Anyways, with that being said, now, Deku, he does continue the stakeout. And eventually something does happen. You have someone come flying down, and they're on the glider. They want to go walk into the lab. And currently they do go to walk up to the table and go to turn. Them seeing that the prototype was left here. And they are a bit more intrigued. Them going to bring their hand out and grab onto it. Before they do, at least go to look over a few of the directions it does have. And even the guide Deku may have left. It seems very simple and easy. I mean, this little thing is so simple. Huh. It's not a tool for his glider, but it's definitely something. And he'll like to use this. See what it could really do. Maybe it will be interesting to do. I mean, he can use this on Spider-Man. And that's where Norman, he does actually have someone walk up behind him, them bringing their hand up, and going to punch him directly in his back. Now, Norman, he actually has then kicked in his leg. As he does go falling forwards, they're going to grab the back of his head and smash him directly down into the counter. As Osborn, he does smash it with his helmet, but we're going to fall down. And Deku, he does actually bring his hand down and grab onto the man. He's going to turn and throw him directly towards the window. The goblin being thrown out of it and smashing down into the ground. As Deku, he does actually walk out. Him going to climb out the window. As the goblin, he does bring his hand out. Him going to call his glider as Deku does throw up his right hand and throw out his webs. Now, Norman is struck in the chest. Him being hit by the web grenade as he does actually sit there frozen. And Deku does a step forwards. Him going to bring his hand up, smashing Norman across the face. But we're going to bring up his other hand. Him going to rip off the helmet and see Mr. Osborn. But we just won't step backwards. No. Hi, Spider-Man. How are you? I see that you're still mad, still angry I killed that girl. You killed my girlfriend. Izuku. Oh my god. That makes a lot more sense as to why he took her. But then again, thanks for the gift. No, not happening. Now, I'm gonna beat you till you're black and blue. Then you're gonna go to jail. Do you get that? They're gonna bring his hand out and smash Rookie into his side. Him denting the man's body armor, as currently Norman, he doesn't want to wince over in pain. They're going to throw him down towards the ground. Before, he actually has to web his mouth shut. And they just don't get ready. He is going to enjoy this. This is going to be very, therapeutic? The nightmare stopped. But the one thing that's always there is that goblin's laughter. And he hates it. There's always that scream, that shout, the lizard in his ears. And then there's her, Toga, falling. That's always how it ends. He wakes up just before he gets to her. Always. He never catches her. And that just makes him angrier. They're going to turn and kick the goblin 20 feet away, as he doesn't fly and smash into a web, since somebody decided to catch him. This being where Deku is going to turn. And currently Spider-Woman, she's just stepping forwards, talking about it. You know, he really should stand down. He's not going to win this. And Deku is going to look around, as his spider sense is going to go off. But it goes off very, very hard, and goes off behind him, in front of him. No. This being where S.H.I.E.L.D., they have him surrounded. And currently they do come down on a ship, or a small craft. Now, they're going to step off of it, and Deku he does see Nick Fury, the man stepping forwards and informing him. Spider-Man has really been up to a lot, hasn't he? But you know, this really won't help. They're going to take it from here, bring him into custody, and then make sure he can't get out. And Deku does a turn towards Nick Fury. I'm going to tell the man, yeah, that's not going to happen. Kid, stand down. No, he's mine. They're going to turn, and someone they do to fire. If he moved, they fired. And Deku, after he heard the sound, his spider sense went off. Him going to throw his right shoulder out and forwards to dodge, as he has to use his left hand and fling it directly at the person. A web shooting at them and covering the gun. Before Deku, he actually starts to spin. Him firing the webs as people start to shoot at him. And Deku, he doesn't actually turn and go to leap into the air. Him flying backwards and actually taking a shot that does go to graze him on the side. As Deku, he doesn't land, and then his suit does it to cover the spots. Deku actually going to feel better on that side. The pain went away immediately. And then he went to go turn. Him going to run towards the goblin. And there actually was Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman, she went to go throw out her hands, her webbing into the ground, and then go to pull back. Before she went flinging forwards and she actually brought her hands out, her using her suit to try and glide through the air, as she does actually meet Deku somewhere towards the goblin. The goblin currently is laying out on the field, and there are buildings all around them. As Deku, whenever he went to go try and grab towards the goblin, using his hands to elongate, well, using the venom symbiote to elongate, since people know it's fucking venom, I'm guessing. Now, the symbiote is going to elongate. It's going to actually grab the goblin as it's going to pull him up into the air, and they're going to smash him down on his back. Before Spider-Woman does actually kick directly into him hard, Deku being sent flying down and smashing into a fountain, as he actually has a turn to look back at her. And she has tried to tell him, you know, she thought he was a really good guy. She knows exactly who's under that mask, and she's actually a bit disappointed. She was hoping he was an okay person. He was such a good kid. She knows who he is. So Midoriya, don't do this. And Deku doesn't stare at her. But actually does a turn to look back towards the goblin, his eyes telling her everything. She is not the focus. He is purely driven by revenge. And honestly, that doesn't seem good. And right now, Deku, he doesn't actually throw out his hand. Him going to shoot webs, as she actually is going to bring up her right hand and blast at him. Her catching Deku's wrist, as Deku doesn't look directly towards her. Him going to bring his hand out and rip off the web, before he's rushing towards her. And the two they do to meet in the middle. However, she does do one thing. She goes to send out a venom blast, her hitting Deku and hitting with a massive amount of electricity. Him actually going to scream out in pain as the symbiote is going to pull away from his own suit. And right now she actually sees something very strange. As that suit moved away and... what the hell? Her stepping backwards. And the symbiote, it reacted, screaming out in pain. And Deku, he actually saw that. That kind of surprising him. Before Deku, he looked back towards Jessica. Him hitting the ground as she went to step forwards. Her at least trying to confused, trying to figure out what the fuck that was. And Deku went to go step up. Him stepping off of his left foot and going to give her an uppercut. Him at least sending her flying with a lot of force. Now, Deku knows that she's tough. However, that blast, or that punch, may probably send her about 5 blocks away, maybe 7. She's going to be flying for a second. Then again, knowing her, she'll be back in at least 30. 20 if he's good. Okay. Where's Goblin? Deku turning his head. And right now Goblin is gone. Shield is gone. And Deku, he has actually going to fly back towards the lab. Him swinging to the roof and finding the Goblin's glider. And Deku, he actually has to grab onto it. Him going to bring his hand up and punching directly into it and going to rip out the battery. Before, he has to throw it over his shoulder. And then he does a turn and swing away. Now, the Goblin's been taken into custody. And Shield, Norman fucking Osborn. Norman Osborn was the Green Goblin. And that's just quite a bit. Right now, a lot of things are happening, though. And Jessica Drew, she reported back. This is not a good thing. Whatever the thing he's wearing is, whatever his suit is, it's two different things. And she hates to say this, but whatever the hell the thing that isn't organic is, or whatever the thing is that is organic, she doesn't even know what it is. And that's it quite a bit. Right now, whatever that is, if it's organic, inorganic, sentient, or nanite technology, whatever advancement he made in getting whatever that is, it's affecting him or protecting him. It doesn't make sense. It's confusing them. And Deku, he took the glider back home. He pulled it apart, and he made sure he tore it apart. Whatever tech he could find inside of it that could be useful, he took. And it was quite surprising. The Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, had quite the arsenal. He had quite the bit of things in his tool belt. And one of them he recovered was his own drone technology. The lab told him they misplaced it. The lab told him they could not find it. He wanted it back, and Mr. Osborn compensated him for the tech, because it may have been crushed or destroyed, or someone thought it was a failed prototype left here overnight. They just had an accident. That on Deku's mind. He knew he was full of shit. He had to stand there and accept that simple thing. And right now, he has a few ideas. He wants to rebuild some tech, and he's also a bit more concerned. Deku actually going to bring his hand up, and the suit does get somewhat fall off of him. It's going to turn directly into a jacket, as Deku does lay it over the back of a chair. I'm going to bring his hands down, and looking at the separate suit. Yeah, okay, this is definitely something. They're going to bring his hands down. Before looking at his side, he took a hit earlier. But why is the suit damaged? Deku actually going to bring his hand down and putting his finger through the hole. We're going to pull his finger through the other side of his shirt. Huh? But that doesn't make sense. Okay, that's super weird. Whatever. He's not dealing with this right now. They're going to turn and set down the suit. Him going to hide it under his mattress before he does go lay back down and fall asleep. And with that, Deku, he goes to have a sweet dream. The day, it was good. Life was better. And the next morning he woke up a bit tired. And that concerned him. He was definitely in an odd spot last night. But, They could bring his hand out, and he's wearing... Why is he wearing the suit? He took this thing off. Ah. Oh, man. Jesus. Maybe just a few more minutes. No, he has to get to work. He'll grab some coffee on the way. They go trying to take off the suit. And if it doesn't someone shapeshift into a jacket or a regular shirt, they doesn't stand up. Him gonna put on some pants and gonna leave. As Deku, he got to the lab and went to go about his own work. And they were here to talk to him. Deku, he ran into Jessica Drew. And he does go to turn his head. Can I help you? Yeah, we should talk outside. There's a lot I need to discuss with you. What are you talking about? Trust me, you're going to want to hear this, and I'm going to want to talk to you because it has to do with what happened last night. I see. So you're... Shut it. Outside. The lab was destroyed, so finding you here was a bit more annoying. That's what I get, I guess, for running late. So, come on, Izuku. We're going to turn and walk away. And Deku, he's a bit more surprised. As for the two to go to get outside, they swing to the top of a building. And Deku, he actually does get proof that she is the Spider-Woman. And he's a lot more alarmed. Especially because she came to him and she knows who he is. And Jessica, she doesn't reveal to him. She reveals to him that S.H.I.E.L.D. knew about him for a long, long time. They thought about recruiting him, but now they're worried about him. He needs to know. They want to analyze whatever the hell that thing is. Whatever that thing is that's covering his body. Mr. Stark gave it to me. It's nanotech. Are you sure about that? Yeah, the suit's nanotech, dude. I mean, trust me. I'm fine. You tried to murder the lizard and the Green Goblin. You're not fine. You need to be kept under control. I have perfect control. Are you sure? Because last night, that thing, it didn't seem like it was in control. But then again, what do you remember whenever you went home? What are you talking about? You don't remember our rematch? Her actually is so I'm going to turn. I'm going to pull up the side of her shirt. Her going to show off a big bruise. Talking about it. Last night she found him at 3 in the morning. He decided to throw at least probably 100 tons of force into her leg. Then he at least dropped the building on her. So, care to explain? She kicked him pretty fucking hard. And it hurt. Hell, his leg was durable. But whatever the hell that thing covering him is, it is dangerous. She thought she had him, but then it did something to her. What are you talking about? It lashed out towards me while you were unconscious. I got away from it. I thought I was going to be killed. You don't remember that? No. What are you talking about? I was asleep all night. Are you sure about that? Seemed pretty tired and you were chugging that coffee awfully fast. So, come to S.H.I.E.L.D. and we'll analyze it. Figure out what it is. What is S.H.I.E.L.D.? It's a secret government organization. I'll make a phone call. We need to go. And then we'll get to the helicarrier. I'm sorry, the what? Helicarrier? I'm sorry. That sounds like a mix between... It is. I'm sorry, we're going to go to a flying aircraft? It's called a flying fortress. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. I mean, the technology to make that thing fly. This pure Deku, he's confused. Before he actually goes on to try and blink himself back awake. He's definitely tired. Maybe he'll call out today. Try and just skip class and sleep in. The scholarship's free and he doesn't really pay for it. None of Deku's mind. And Deku, he doesn't actually leave. I'm gonna head back home to get some sleep. And right now, there actually is Otto Octavius. Otto, over the last month, his condition has been getting a little bit worse. And he's starting to notice things. He's losing feeling in his feet. He lost feeling in his toes already. And fact is, if his condition gets any worse, he's going to actually lose control of his body. He'll deteriorate until he dies. He'll be nothing more than a logical, complex brain stuck in a rotting body. And he needs to find a way to figure this all out. He has a few ideas, but there's mainly one he's concerned about. And right now, Deku, he does go to S.H.I.E.L.D. He sees what's going on. And S.H.I.E.L.D., they've been awfully busy. They've done quite a lot. They've cleaned up after Spider-Man, they've found samples of his own blood, and they've tried to research him. And some of their research actually led them to Hydra, which led them to Jessica. And that's another story. But they're also concerned about Spider-Man for a number of reasons. He is losing control, and he actually needs some proper guidance. So, Deku walks aboard, and people are going to stare at him in the black suit. As Deku, he does it to meet somebody who is thought to be dead a long, long time ago. Captain America. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.